What's up? I'm Lamar Jr. I'm a rapper, actor, director, writer, and co-owner of Eclectic Styles and the creator of this show you're watching, the Zebo. My favorite part of making music is the collabing with people and actually working with different people, especially when you're writing music. Getting all those ideas and brainstorming with people is the funnest part of actually doing the music, because when you get a whole concept together in your mind and throw little nuggets in there of different things you like, that even if it's just something that you and that producer or you and that artist only know about, it's just something special about creating art with actual other people. My life has influenced my music a lot because it's more of, I am privileged to be in the situation where I am, where I don't have to talk about all the normal topics that are normally in hip hop, so that I'm at that point where I can actually do that. So just being able to branch out and explore different topics that I'm interested in, or explore different genres that I'm interested in, it's just a blessing to do. I learned to be patient because with music, it doesn't always go, it's not always just there. At times, you'll have a idea and a full fleshed out concept in like an hour, but other times you actually have to push through and get the right feeling or the right emotion when you're making the song. And sometimes it's frustrating when you have a concept and you can hear it in your head and you know how it should sound, but it's never sounding that way. And then on the back end with promoting and actually sharing your music with other people, that patience of knowing that if I keep on getting the steady pace of content and promotion and stuff like that, the fan base will come with it, because you just have to show your personality and hope that people latch on to you from there. I think I've made it when when other people have made it. I think I've made it when I can see other artists that I've worked with soar. When I see other artists have the acclaim and the awards that I think they deserve. Because working with artists, you gain a connection with them, and you want them to do the best they can, and that's why you push them in the studio, and that's why you do all these things. So like, to see other people rise up, and for all of us to actually be in that high spot would be the moment I'm like, we did this. Because there's no point about being all high up with money and stuff like that when there's no one else to share the wealth with. So when you have all this people and all this team around you, that's when I know that I've actually made it. My dream goal for Eclectic Styles is for a place of just pure creativity. No matter what your creative goal or aspiration is, I want you to be able to come to Eclectic Styles with an idea, or with a show, or with a song, or with whatever you want, and us to be able to watch it grow and cultivate it to a point where it's a finished product. It can be from a album to a short film to a movie to a D&D podcast. No matter what you want to do, I think it should be a place where you can do it. I think the biggest hurdle of working in the music industry is the rejection, because you get rejected so much, especially acting wise, when you're doing that. It's just like audition after audition after audition, and you maybe get a callback. So it's that hearing that no, but pushing forward, even if it's to the point where it's like, oh, I have this big idea, but I can't do it because I don't have this, that, and third. But instead of saying, well, I don't have this, that, and the third, I can't do it, be like, okay, I have this big thing. Now, how can I make it smaller or make it more condensed where I can actually do it and have it work? And then especially for shows and stuff like that, if you get your big show idea to a small condensed idea where you can actually do it and stay consistent with it. Then when you get bigger and bigger, those dream aspirations that you have can now become a reality because you put in that time, effort, and you're actually learning the project that you had in mind instead of just jumping into it. I think it's the environment I've been around. I don't not listen to music. Like that's a double negative, but I'm never not listen. That's another one, but I never not listen to music because it's just like if I have headphones in, I'm always listening to new music and new albums, stuff like that. And then when you have all those different ideas and different philosophies and different beats and rhythms going through your head, it's kind of hard not to do something about it. So when even if it's just humming a random thing in the shower, it's anyone can do that, but it takes someone to actually um, flesh that out into an actual song and everything like that. So yeah, a lot of times it is passive listening because it's like just going walking around or cleaning the room or anything like that, or even just you don't realize how much stuff you soak up when you're younger, when you're just going out to the store with your mom and there's the top 40 hits playing on the loudspeakers at the store, and then you'll like go throughout life and maybe a couple years later that same song plays and you're like, I know this song. I don't know why I know this song, but I know this song because I was just living life. So it's a lot of passive listening, but I do active listening around and actually like trying to analyze different things, and especially when you're working with music with different time signatures and weird music that you actually want to dive in and see how they do it, because there's a lot of things that you might be passively listening to and then a section hits where it snaps you into active listening and you're like, I don't care what I have to do to find out what they did to make that sound, but I'm finding out what they did to make that sound. So yeah, especially in trying to learn music theory and learning the actual backbone of music, there's a lot of songs and albums where you just listen and it's just pure, it's a textbook. It's more of a textbook than an actual like entertainment thing, because it's like when you're listening to it and you're hearing all these weird different rhythms and stuff like that, you're soaking that in, and I'm more of an doer or active learner, so I'm more of a I have to see it, I have to hear it for it to actually soak in with me. So doing all those things, you can tell me a concept, but if you tell me a concept and then give me a song or album that I can listen to that concept through, then that will hit me harder than actually just being like, oh, this is a chord, minor, major, whatever the deal is. I enjoy writing more. To be honest, I think that's my top one so far. Especially, it's not the writing itself. Like I said, it's how I like to see people rise up with me. It's the seeing it in action. So writing a chorus or writing a song and then giving it to a singer and seeing them actually perform that song with full emotion and full heart. It's like something that, especially in the R&B slash singing side of things, where I'm not a good singer, but if I give this piece of work to a good singer, what possibilities could it have? And that's a really, really awesome thing to see. And then with the writing side, it kind of dips into the directing, but being able to mold that part of it, once you see that pure emotion of either someone singing the song or pure emotion of someone reading a script you wrote, then you can actually mold the story and mold the emotion that you convey through the story by talking to the people, and then just like I said, collaborating is the best thing. I enjoy writing music more. It's definitely, it flows better, and it definitely gives you something to hum in the shower when you're done. But there are two different processes for me. Like I can come up with a melody or come up with lyrics like while driving or walking around or something like that. But for writing a script, it's more you have to hunker down and get your thoughts and just go into the zone. You have to be in like the flow, because once you stop the flow and start overthinking what words are being put on the page, that's when you are stuck at page like 2 and you have like 15 pages more to go, but you don't know what to say because the flow of the conversation stopped. When you're having a normal conversation with a person, you're not stopping and thinking every word you say. That's why we mess up a lot, because we don't think before we talk, we just talk. So when we're talking and the flow of the conversation is going, that's how we get these nice, quick back and forth banter. But when we're actually stopping and thinking what we're saying, that's when we get into the awkward silences and everything like that, where you don't really, you want to say what you want to say, but you don't know how to say it, so you don't. Dream projects would be actually going in and getting a band together and doing a live album of probably like all different sorts of music, and it would be like a concept album. It's more of like doing what we're doing but with a high budget, where you can get all these musicians together and collab on this one album, where it can go from jazz to rock to country to hip hop all in one swoop. And there might be track after track after track, but it all flows together, and it shows that even though there's different sections and different genres, really you can all just blend them together and they're one thing, they're just music. So that would be probably a big thing to do in a dream. But yeah. Currently, I'm promoting Junior, the newest album that I have, and I always work on music. It doesn't have to go to an actual album. I'll create a whole album and be like, you know what? These are not together, and then they'll just be in a different like vault or something. I'm working on getting new content and new shows for Eclectic Styles that are not just the Zebo. So different podcasts, different maybe skit shows and stuff like that. Also working on an audio drama or audio play for a script that I for a script that I just wrote probably a couple months ago. So yeah, big things just at ground zero. But right now it's the time to work, and then hopefully it pays off. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. To be honest. Uh, I'm like Socrates' philosophy with my hypotheses. I think theologically, not confirming to veracity. People make me stiffen like Rick and Mortis, disagree like Rick and Morty. My talent's hereditary, I'm black in the February. Writing my rhymes like it's straight out of the dictionary. Made with immaculate conception like it was for Mary. People say my style's outdated like a blackberry. Then I go out and date a blackberry, cause the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the blacker the thought, the deeper the roots. People don't know I exist like a hypothetical situation. It doesn't add up like a mathematical equation. Don't touch me with a hazmat, and that's that. Rapidly dashing like dancing on Christmas Eve. Hypnotically, psychotically killing on the beat. I fill in the blanks like a cavity. It lasts longer than an iPhone battery. Mess with me and I'll go commit battery. Try 21 times, can't match my savagery. I'm a vet in this game, I got malnutrition. You wanna be a musician, you better get a magician. I'm as big as the universe, the stars do align. Trying to bring back when people had beats and rhymes. Not a vegan cause I eat goat all the time. Go against me, it's like fighting Ali in his prime. Cause I'm always on my grind, never ever on that so-slow. Fighting MCs, it's to me just a no-no. Back bend, dodging all these bullets in slow-mo. Neo, I'm the one, so you know you need a photo. Promo is always at the front of my mind. Getting green like I'm squeezing juice out of a lime. Major key alert.
Lamar Jr